Hello, this is Meshell Baker, and it is day 30. Woohoo! I should have balloons or celebration going right now. I actually am so excited to say it has been my pleasure to come to you for 30 days with humor and jokes to add some lightness and levity to the current situation, which I am calling an interesting and weird time in history as you get ready to move forward and do things slightly different as we begin to progress and adding some normalcy back into our lives for many people and not for everyone. I will continue on May 1st tomorrow with a different theme, and I will continue to be consistent because I've truly enjoyed the accountability of getting creative, looking things up, and bringing this information to you. And having said that, today, as I wrap it up, I was looking for some fact that I had not necessarily mentioned, which was not easy. There are a lot of facts about laughter, and it got challenging toward the end. So one of the facts there is an urban myth about children laughing 400 times a day, where adults laugh less than like 50 times a day, or actually it was less than 20 times a day. And it turned out to be an urban myth. It was dissuaded by a researcher. And what they did find in an article I read, so not necessarily research, but the article was a woman speaking to the fact that when she noticed that this was an urban myth, she actually started watching the kids around her. And she, happenstance, had some grandkids. So what she started noticing were that her grandkids laughed a lot. Um, she didn't do the count of 300 or 400 times a day. She actually notices that they consistently laughed. They found things to laugh about. They engaged and played with each other. They tickled each other. They, giggled for no reason. You said the simplest things and may have said it wrong or it sounded ridiculous, and they laugh. They laugh when they made mistakes. And I'm assuming these are very happy kids because this is not always the case. And just think about it. Think about the ability to find that much joy in life no matter what. And this is that place of gratitude. So, and I'm aligning this to you to really think about where you are finding the most stress, overwhelm, fear, doubt, and or frustration in your life. And to infuse some reasons to really look at where it's causing you and why it's causing you this much. What are you focused on? Because generally the reason people feel this oppressed sense within themselves is because they're looking at an immovable obstacle, or they're believing that the obstacle is immovable, instead of understanding that you have been gifted with 100 billion brain cells. Your creativity is limitless. And when you're able to be calm and look at what you want to create instead of what is currently blocking you, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. So instead of looking at the brick and thinking about, oh my God, how can I build a house with this brick, right? Start building. Start to believe that there's something exists and that this is the first brick of many. And if I found this one, I will find more, right? And why is laughter so relevant for this month as I've shared it? Because your goal always is to get yourself back to a state to create. And that state to create is you're creating your life. Everything you do is leading you down a path of either better future or a worse situation. Your unconscious mind, your infinite imagination is either working for you or against you. It's only two options: positive or negative, love or fear. And your goal is to get yourself back to a loving, gracious, believing state that everything is working in your favor. You do not need to know how. The dots for your life only connect in the past. They do not connect in the future. And this is where trusting that you have something out there that's working on your behalf comes into your benefit. Now, you will not trust this if you do not have something you're focused on, a target, something that's incredible that helps you to fuel that inner belief. And the laughter is one of those ways to start to dial down as you are creating this big, hairy, audacious dream or goal that you're moving towards in the midst of switching and changing your emotional reactions to responses of gratitude instead of reactions of fear, frustration, overwhelm, and doubt. How do I shift my feelings in the shortest way possible? Laughter. So that's why I've been talking about laughter. It's an express route to get you back into a state to create. You are making decisions all day long. Even when you don't decide, you're still deciding. You're opting out of your ability to make a choice in favor of yourself. Decide. I just heard something tonight. I was on a webinar, and the guy says, when in doubt, move out. Right? And when he was talking about when you feel doubt inside of yourself, it's generally in your head because you're focused on something and you've got that tunnel vision on the problem, the challenge, the obstacle, the fear, the failure, all of that. Get out of yourself. Go do something different. Call someone. Do things to change your state, change your emotion, change your focus. And laughter is an express route to do that. So again, it has been my absolute pleasure to come to you for the last 30 days to bring you some joy, some humor, to help you to switch your mindset. And I know many of my jokes have been corny as all get up, but that's okay. Corny is good sometimes. So in closing, I will share some jokes with you. So I went and tried to find some really, and I actually Googled really, really bad funny jokes. So I doubled the reallys. So here we go. Bear with me, folks. First joke. An owl and a squirrel are sitting in a tree watching a farmer go by. The owl turns to the squirrel and says nothing because owls can't talk. The owl then eats the squirrel because it's a bird of prey. Oh my God, that is, that's really bad. Okay, here's the next one. When does a joke become a dad joke? When the punchline becomes apparent. But when does a joke become a dad joke? When it's fully grown. Groan, grown. Okay, when does a joke become a dad joke? When it leaves you and never comes back. Oh, I can't believe I just said that out loud. Okay. Oh, that was really bad. Okay. All right. This is the final one. Oh no, I'm going to do two more. I'm going to give you double because I've been doing double, so I'm going to double the double. Okay. My boss said to me, "You're the worst train driver ever. How many have you derailed this year?" I said, "I'm not sure. It's hard to keep track." Oh my God. Okay, here's one. It's a little long and I've kind of glanced over it. So I was hesitant to share it. And then I was like, it's the last day, so why not? Okay, fourth joke, final joke for the month of April. Here we go, you guys. A guy sits down in a restaurant and orders a bowl of chili. The waitress says, "Sorry, but the guy next to you got the last bowl." He looks over and sees that the guy finished his meal, but the bowl of chili is still full. So he says, "Hey, are you going to eat that chili?" The other guy says, "No, help yourself." He slides the bowl of chili over and starts to eat. When he gets about halfway down, his spoon hits something. He looks down and sees a dead mouse and immediately pukes all the chili back into the bowl. The other guy says, "Yeah, that's about as far as I got too." That is so nasty. It is bad. Oh my God, it's awful. All right. Yay. Thank you. This has been such a delightful pleasure. I will see you all tomorrow. Again, my name is Meshell Baker. I am an award-winning international keynote speaker. I am a sales confidence coach. I'm the current director of global sales development for the National Association of Sales Professionals. It will be my absolute pleasure to speak to you. If you are an individual, a sales leader, a business owner, and you are looking to improve your relationship building, understand this, people. People buy for emotional reasons and they justify with logic. 80% of your sales transaction is based in emotion and 20% is logic. When your emotions are not in check, when you feel insecurity, when you are not confident, when you are not able to deal with the uncertainty of people changing in the midst of a sales transaction, it is very, very difficult to communicate confidence and to move through to that transaction. That's what the people are looking for, that certainty in you. That's what I do. I would love to have a conversation with you about yourself, your team, your organization, or your business. My name is Meshell Baker. I can be reached at +1 512 937 3263. +1 512 937 3263. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you all tomorrow with a different theme. Thanks so much.